Moshi Moshi. Before I start this episode, I'd like to raise a toast to everyone who's tuned in for this episode. The month of July, which is named after the famous Roman dictator Julius Caesar, marks the midway point of the year. And 6 months into the year, there's so much we can look back and reflect upon. We've gone through the good and the bad. But what's important is that we made it here. So this is a heartfelt wish from my side to all of you, wishing you an adventurous, lovely, and a beautiful month of July. Unless you're perfect, and no one is, apologies are quite powerful. Those two little words, I'm sorry, releases from the guilt of having wronged someone, and it initiates the restoration of the bridge of trust. But just like chocolate, too much my bad is well bad. Many of us apologize for everything. We apologize for needing space and for seeking help. We apologize for bothering someone. We apologize for crying and saying no. We apologize for who we are, and sometimes we apologize for apologizing. Like when the waiter brings you the wrong order, you say, I'm sorry, but this isn't what I ordered. Or when it's your turn to ask a question during a meeting, you say, I'm sorry, this is a stupid question to ask, but... Or when someone bumps into your shoulder and you immediately respond with a, I'm sorry. Saying sorry is a huge personal step that can be difficult to come to terms with. But ironically, in today's world, it has become one of the easiest words to speak. For many of us, it has become a reflex. It often feels insincere, flippant, or incomplete. On one hand, heartfelt apologies can go a long way in dissolving hostility, encouraging forgiveness, and mending damaged relationships. And they're not easy to come by. But on the other hand, sometimes apologies come too easily, too frequently, and for things that are clearly not in our control, not our fault, or otherwise unworthy of apology. Language matters. So when we overuse apologies, it dilutes the apologies when it's really needed. With each apology, you're giving away a piece of yourself, and that can seriously affect the way people look at you and what you feel about yourself. Over-apologizing is like over-complimenting. You may think you're displaying yourself as a nice, caring, and a sensitive person, but you're actually just sending a message that you lack confidence and self-worth. Perhaps you have poor boundaries or fear what others think of you, and that gives permission to people to treat you poorly or even abuse you. I know several times when my friends would think that they're being a burden and would apologize because they feel they're too needy. Or sometimes they feel saying sorry would soften the blow and it would be for the greater good. This is solely because of the fear that they are afraid how much the conflict would escalate and they would rather avoid it at all costs. But in doing so, you neglect the opportunity to understand each other's perspective, work through the issue, and become closer. You see it as being hurt, shamed, or emotionally abused. More of a good thing isn't always better, and this is true for apologizing. Most people see over-apologizers as red flags and would rather not be around someone who makes the word I'm sorry feel hollow and empty. The habit is quite annoying. Of course, there are times when we need to be apologetic. But to avoid the backfiring effect, you need to know what are the right circumstances to be sorry for and what aren't. You should never be sorry for loving someone, for saying no, for having imperfections, for not knowing the answer, for telling the truth, or for standing your ground. The golden rule should be that you should never apologize for something that is not in your control or something you haven't done. Asking for a waiter's attention isn't something to be sorry about. You are a customer and he or she is just doing the job. You may be trying to be polite when you say sorry for something small, but it can be easily misinterpreted. Being sorry goes hand in hand with having something to be guilty about. So if you don't have anything to be guilty about, there's no need to be sorry. The next time you're around someone who's constantly apologizing, give them a strong shake and tell them that it's okay. Let them know that silence is golden and they don't always have to use a filler phrase and accommodate the situation. Finding the right choice of words proves to be quite effective. You may have to work hard a little, but when you do, you'll find that it makes a big difference in how you see yourself, others, and how your ideas are interpreted. So start holding your tongue when you feel like you need to apologize. Not only will others respect you more, but you will also respect yourself more. Thanks for tuning in today. I will see you in the next episode really soon. Bye bye and ciao.